Welcome to another The Builder's Agency Lessons. Today we're going to talk about selling solutions when not asked. And I'll give you some context here. So this is a lesson from this week, of course. And there's an agency I work with. I've been working with them for 3+ years. It's one of the first agencies I really started working for and building a partnership with. And they have a particular client that we've also helped with for a couple of years. And they came to me this week to help them figure out how to do something. Now, a little background on the website. The website is, it's a site that we didn't build initially. We just kind of inherited it. And we help, not with maintenance necessarily, not like regular maintenance or anything, but when they need something, they need a feature, they need something fixed, or to figure out, in this case, how to do something. So in this case, it was basically how to create a particular page. They have an existing page, and then they had to create another page that is identical, but has different information on it. Trying to keep this as simple as possible. So it's basically, in WordPress, it's a page template. It's a custom page template, and that's assigned to these pages. The problem is the page template is hard-coded with some data that is required for that page. Now, so the client can actually do some of this, but they need a web developer, somebody that knows HTML, knows WordPress and how to do this, to go in and actually duplicate that template, update that data so they can use it in a different page with different information. Well, so the request was basically, hey, they need to do this. This is what they're looking to do. They're having issues. They don't know how to do it. And then I explained what needed to be done. And I could have left it at that. I could have gone in, duplicated it, done this, and then next year we do it again, because this is like a yearly page. And I think there's other pages on this site that are similar in that way. So it's a yearly page that they would have to create each year, and they're going to have to figure out this process. Every year they're going to come back to us. They're going to ask us to update this page or duplicate it, or maybe if somebody else is helping with this, that they're trying to figure out how to do it again, right? Because there's turnover in companies. Anyway, so what I did was I made a suggestion. I said, we can do it this way, but there's another way we can do it. And that is to create a singular page, and we can create some fields. So when that page is assigned to a page, when that template is assigned to a page, that these fields show up, and then they can choose, in this case, a category or any other data they need. So I proposed that, and then of course there was my agency partner. Again, this is us doing work for an agency partner who's doing work for a client. So that's the flow. Said, well, what is the cost? Because they have a kind of a fixed contract with them. So obviously it's going to cost them more money if we do something like I'm talking about here. And so it wasn't that much more work. It probably was about double. It's not, it's not a huge task, but it's still something that that is going to be a little bit more money. So they want to know. And so what I came back with was, well, short term. So there's a short term and a long term element to this. The short term is, yes, it'll be quicker for us to just duplicate it, update the code, and assign it to the page they're working on. Yes. Or we could take a little bit more time and duplicate it and then update it with these fields and have a little logic in there that just populates what they need to populate. And it'll take 2 or 3 times as long. It's not that long. It's a small project. So let's say it's an hour to do the duplicate, and do it the way we could do it. Or 2 or 3 times that, 2-3 hours to actually do this other logic, somewhere around there. So when I put it that way, and I also said that, well, this also will that way it will save time in the future. So now next year, you don't have to come back to me. You don't have to spend the money on Matt and his team to go in there for that hour to duplicate that. Or, again, have somebody try to figure that out next year at their company, like what's going on. Now, as long as they document those processes, now they can just do it all themselves. So they don't have it. We don't need to be in that process. They just assign the template, fill out that field or that drop down, and boom, it does what they need it to do. No web developer at all involved. Sounds really good, right? So we got that approved. Yes, let's do it that way. Now, why is this a good thing? It's just, besides the fact that now it doesn't seem intuitive that I would want to do that. I'm sure there's plenty of agencies out there, web developers, designers, whatever, that would just do what needs to be done and then don't worry about it, right? We'll get that business again next year. And I'm sure there's a lot of task takers out there. There's a lot of people out there that will just take a task, do it minimal, and on to the next. Or they just don't think far ahead. So I kind of have that kind of chess mindset where I'm always thinking moves ahead. And I do play a little chess, by the way. Not good at it, but I play over the many decades. But one of the things I think what this does is it's a win-win-win. Okay. When we're an agency, we have an agency that's a partner, strategic partner. In this case, they're a digital marketing agency. We're a web design development agency. And then they have a client. That's three parties involved and 3 wins. Here's the win to us. So to us, yeah, we're going to lose next year's business. We make a little bit more up front, but we also have just raised our value in that we presented a solution that is going to help our agency's client, right? So that is why we've been with them for over 3 years, is because we think outside of the box sometimes. We innovate. We present ideas, even though, because they don't have the technical background, I might see something that could improve the situation. We've done this before for them in other situations. So that's the thing, right? So that goodwill, that good feeling, that, that bond, it bonds us and it raises our value. They're going to keep coming back to us and we'll continue our relationship long term. The benefit to our agency partner is that, right? Now they have somebody that does care and can present ideas and continue to help improve their client situations. But also for them, they're looking good in the face of their client, right? The client's like, oh, you did this amazing thing for us, so we can just handle this going forward. It makes it a lot easier, saves them time. They literally created a video for me to explain what they're trying to do. And so there was a lot of time spent, and there was a lot of time, back and forth to figure this out. Next year, if they have it documented, they can just go, oh, this is how we create that page. This is how we assign what we need to assign, fill in the content we need to fill in for this new page for 2020. Well, it'll be 2024, whatever, going forward. So they can do it themselves. So that is a time saver for them. It's less of a headache for them. And they don't need to go back and try to get a web developer. Or what if this relationship severs for whatever reason? That can happen. Now they have somebody else trying to figure that out. Some other developer that maybe isn't as good as we are. But so that's the point of this. I think this is a great lesson this week. It's really, I think you can bring a lot more value as an agency or anybody in business. If you have a partner, some kind of strategic partnership and you're helping, bring ideas to the table. Don't just be a task taker. Don't just be somebody that's just going to do something. You're told to do something. That's what, especially if you're in business, you should do more than just take tasks, right? That's how good partnerships evolve is you throw ideas and you brainstorm and and it doesn't, he could have easily said no, and I'd been fine with that. And boom, we just take care of it and worry about it next year. But it was something that I I saw with my technical background, I saw, because I'm always, if you follow me at all, you know I'm into systems and processes. This is a way better system or process for them to update these pages. So that's good. But yeah, so you look for those wins, but also those win-win-wins. All right. Hopefully you found this interesting and useful and helpful, and you're walking away today with a little more wisdom and something. All right. Till next time. Take care.